himself will help him fulfill a lifelong dream.
And you write a lot about you want to be a husband one day. You have a rather famous relationship coach.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Michelle Obama, she has definitely helped talk me through just certain moments of relationships. We had conversations, and she has given me a lot of wisdom. But one great thing that she told me as I was going through this journey was that you have to understand you're not going to get anybody that's perfect because you're not perfect. So understand that there's some certain things that you will compromise in choosing that partner. But as long as the core values, the values that are most important to you, that person, marks off on that list, then you good.
She gave you some good advice there.
That's good wisdom.
That's some really good wisdom there.
The moment that fight clip hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. People didn't just watch it. They replayed it, zoomed in, slowed it down, and laughed at every frame. The internet turned Tony Rich's downfall into entertainment. And the whole world was tuning in like it was the hottest TV show of the year. One influencer, with his phone pointed straight at his face, screamed into the camera, "You don't swing at Papoose. You just don't. That's like swinging at loyalty itself. Tony, my brother, you signed your own cancellation notice the moment you raised your hand." And the thing is, people agreed. The internet wasn't debating whether Tony was wrong. They were dragging him without mercy. Even celebrities couldn't resist jumping in. Rapper Mayo didn't waste time, he tweeted, "Send the clip? Embarrassing." Within minutes, it racked up thousands of retweets, as if the world was waiting for someone famous to stamp their approval on the public roasting. Cardi B herself even liked a shady post tearing Tony apart. And when Cardi co-signs a drag, it's like a stamp of cultural approval. Her silent nod was all people needed to know. It was over for Tony. And then came Remy Ma. While the internet boiled over, she dropped just one word on her Instagram story. Unbothered. No shade, no long speech, just one word. But that single post spoke louder than any diss track she could have released. It told the world that Papoose and his legacy were untouchable, and Tony's tantrum didn't even deserve her energy. Clarissa, on the other hand, stayed quiet at first. That silence became its own scandal. Some saw it as shade, others as strategy. Gossip blogs lit up, insisting she was letting Tony's humiliation work in her favor. One popular blog wrote, "Clarissa isn't speaking because she knows this scandal makes her bigger. Tony's downfall is her content." And they weren't wrong. Every headline plastered her name in bold letters. Every meme, no matter how harsh it was on Tony, still placed her in the center of attention. The fight may have been between Tony and Papoose, but the spotlight was all Clarissa's. And that's the dangerous truth about scandals. They don't just destroy reputations, they also build new ones. While Tony was getting clowned online, Clarissa's brand engagement skyrocketed. Her name trended worldwide. Sponsors circled like sharks smelling blood, eager to tie themselves to the woman who could keep the world talking without even saying a word. Journalists begged for interviews. PR experts whispered that her silence was genius. Behind closed doors, her team was probably popping champagne, because in the world of media, attention, good or bad, is currency. But scandals never stay in the realm of memes for long. They grow teeth. And for Tony Rich, those teeth belong to the law. Within days, police confirmed what everyone already suspected. The altercation between Tony and Papoose was under investigation. It wasn't just a messy scuffle anymore, it was a case. Think about it. An assault in public on camera, with dozens of witnesses screaming stop. Like it was a movie premiere? That's not something you sweep under the rug. Authorities announced they were reviewing multiple clips from multiple angles. And let's be real, not a single one made Tony look like the victim. Leaked reports suggested Tony could face charges ranging from disorderly conduct to attempted assault. One anonymous officer even told a gossip outlet, "If Tony thinks money will save him, he's mistaken." The evidence is right there, plastered all over social media. Imagine the nightmare. Your biggest humiliation not only broadcasted to the world, but also used against you in a courtroom. Every replay, every freeze frame, every meme became part of his downfall. Meanwhile, Papoose played it like a master of the game. He didn't rant online. He didn't throw shade. He released one calm, clean statement through his lawyer. Mr. Mackie Papoose was simply defending himself from an unprovoked attack. He remains focused on his family and career. Translation: he wasn't sweating. He didn't need to prove anything. His silence and composure made Tony look smaller, weaker, and more pitiful by comparison. But the fallout didn't stop with Tony. Clarissa started to feel the heat too. Rumors swirled that some of her sponsors were demanding answers. One leaked email claimed a major sportswear company was reconsidering its partnership, worried about being linked to Tony's mess. Another supposed leak suggested Clarissa might even be called to testify if Tony's case went to court. The irony was brutal. She was benefiting from the attention, but she was also being dragged into the mud alongside him. The internet, of course, turned into a courtroom of its own. People debated endlessly. Was Tony just a jealous man pushed too far? Or was he nothing more than an insecure hothead? Was Clarissa guilty of letting the fire burn by staying silent? Or was her silence the smartest move she could have made? One viral thread summed it up. Clarissa is playing chess. Tony's playing checkers. And Papoose? He already won the game. It was cold, but nobody could deny it was accurate. Then came the money problems. Blogs claimed Tony's businesses were crumbling as investors pulled out. Terrified of being tied to the scandal, screenshots began circulating of alleged emails sent to his staff. Effective immediately, all projects are on hold until further notice. His so-called empire looked less like a fortress and more like a house of cards collapsing in real time. And just when people thought the circus couldn't get any bigger, a new twist hit the blogs. Insiders claimed Remy Ma herself was considering suing Tony for defamation. Why? Because during the fight, Tony had allegedly shouted accusations about Papoose and Clarissa having a secret connection. If those accusations leaked into the press, Remy's camp wasn't going to let it slide. Imagine the courtroom drama. Tony standing trial for assault, while also being sued by hip-hop royalty for defamation. That's not a scandal. That's a circus with no ringmaster. Yet through all of this, Clarissa stayed silent. Weeks passed. No statements, no apologies, no explanations. Instead, she flooded her Instagram with videos of her training, laughing with friends, looking unbothered while the world burned around her. And people ate it up. Fans praised her as a queen who refused to be dragged down by men's drama. Comments rolled in. Queen energy. Booked and busy. But not everyone was impressed. Some accused her of coldness, of letting her fiancé drown in humiliation without lifting a finger. The divide in public opinion grew sharper every day. Then came the most humiliating leak of all. A court document surfaced online suggesting Tony had filed paperwork claiming emotional distress caused by the constant comparisons to Papoose. Yes, you heard that right. Tony actually tried to blame the internet's obsession with Papoose for his meltdown. If true, that was beyond desperate. It was laughable. You can't sue the world for reminding you that you're not Papoose. That's like trying to sue the sun for rising every morning. And just when the drama seemed ready to fade, an anonymous source.
It's starting to look like Common may never really settle down with anyone. People are beginning to say he moves from one relationship to another like a bee hopping from flower to flower, never staying in one place for too long. Even Tiffany Haddish, his ex, hinted at this years ago when she wished him happiness, but suggested that commitment just wasn't in his nature. Back then, she didn't come right out and accuse him of cheating, but her words seemed to suggest that something shady went down when he was still with her. And now, seeing what's happening with Jennifer Hudson, people are connecting the dots and realizing Tiffany may have been dropping hints all along. When Common started dating Jennifer Hudson, Tiffany once again gave her